They want no disqualification.
Woo! Maybelline, why can't you be true, mama? Woo! Mercy, it's gonna be a no DQ match. And I'm not talking about Dairy Queen, mama. I'm talking about no disqualification. Woo! Come on in, brother. Get your feet wet one more time. You can stand it. Woo! Crying. Big tears, baby. Cry.
Handsome Jimmy. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. The team of Valiant, Hart, and Lawler are not the only team that is interested in the no disqualification. Their opponents will be mighty happy that that's the way the contract is. And Tuesday night, right there in the Louisville Gardens, it is all going to take place just like that. No time limit, no disqualification. Jerry Jarrett, Bill Superstar Dundee, Ken Lucas going against handsome Jimmy Valiant, Jerry the King Lawler, and Jimmy Hart. It'll all happen Tuesday. Be there.
Jerry, always glad to have you here on Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, Lance, it seems like every time I'm out here I'm making some kind of excuse, or I'm standing here embarrassed. What I have to explain is that the situation that our original card called for a lights-out pile driver match between Jerry Lawler and Ken Lucas.
Right.
That match has had to be scratched, and I wanted to explain a little bit of the background about it. I don't personally deal with Lawler anymore. Buddy Fuller handles him. And what it was, a couple of weeks ago, as you know, Jerry Lawler used the pile driver on Ken. Ken asked for the match, and Buddy went to Jerry, and Jerry agreed to it. Then it came contract signing time, and of course, as you know, we deal with Lawler. We don't have an open contract on him. We deal with him from a match-to-match basis. When it came contract time, I guess he had thought about it, and the hold is very dangerous. People can be not just injured, but permanently injured from it. And he changed his mind. He backed out on it. We had some of the publicity out. Fortunately, we found out in time to change it for today. But it's just another chapter in the problems with Jerry Lawler. I know the man. I know that his word isn't any good, and that you can't trust him and you can't rely on him. And now I think Buddy Fuller understands that.
Jerry, I know you've had a problem with Lawler defending his CWA World Heavyweight title for you. He picks and chooses, and that again is a situation where he has to approve the opponent and the whole situation as opposed to an open contract, right?
Yeah, well, with Lawler and the CWA title, as far as I'm concerned, that title on Lawler is a farce because he doesn't defend it. His the contract, the money he asked for is ridiculous. There's no way to justify paying it, so we seldom even try. When he'll come up with suggestions to us, and it's boys that he knows that it would, you know, if lightning struck or something, he might lose.
Well, he does defend it, though, because they opened up a beautiful new facility in Jonesboro, Arkansas. They're really great, and I know you wanted to be there. Super crowd, and the lighting from a television standpoint is just great. The whole thing was terrific. And Lawler did defend it against Paul Ellering over there. He picked Paul as an opponent to defend it, so he will defend it.
Well, I think that that's a situation that we carried Lawler a contract to wrestle Jackie Fargo over there to open up because we wanted it to be nice. It's a nice building.
Oh, beautiful.
He turned that down. Steve Regal, he turned that down. Big Red Reese, he turned that down. Then he came to us and said, "I'll wrestle Paul Ellering." Now, Paul is a fine athlete. He's a great weightlifter. He's lifted weights and spent his whole life, and he's a real
world
pro.
Record holder.
But as a wrestler, he's a novice in that he's just been in the business a year, and you just can't get mentally prepared to wrestle on a world-class level in that length of time. Now, I don't mean anything derogatory about Paul. I like him. I think he's a future champion. But right now, he's a novice, and Lawler accepts matches against this class wrestler whenever he wants to defend his CWA.
Don't run off, if you would, Jerry. I'd like to take time out right now to take a look at the action that took place. This was Jonesboro, Arkansas. Fine arena over there, and Jerry Lawler against Paul Ellering for the world title.
Nothing illegal. That was, he used his fist. The referee says, open him up, open him up. Oh, and Ellering back with a right of his own, shoots an elbow. Whip. Backdrop. Whoa! He rattled off that floor. A drag on Lawler. Drop kick. Sprung those ears. Lawler goes over the shoulder, and Ellering covers him one. Got about 1.5 out of it, and Lawler kicked him off. Remember, the world heavyweight title is at stake. Lawler from the rope. Sails down 1, 2, and he got him 3. Jerry Lawler. In 11 minutes and 52 seconds. Comes out victorious over Paul Ellering. And he retains the world title. Jimmy Hart up there with Lawler as Hart takes the belt. And the official announcement being made. Crowd coming in behind Ellering's protest that Lawler used his tights.
That was of course the effort by Paul Ellering to dethrone Jerry Lawler, and it was certainly an admirable effort on Paul Ellering's part to take the title away from Jerry Lawler. Lawler still using that cunning and whatever else he uses. Jerry, I want to take just a second to ask you something. I've had a lot of people in, and that is about Lawler's contract, how you all stand.
Yeah, we haven't signed.
Paul,
Is there something about equal time here? Can I have some equal time, please?
I don't know what you'd need equal time for, Paul.
Well,
sure, come on in.
Frankly, I resent the implications that I'm not an athlete. I feel that I'm a great athlete, and I did lose to Jerry Lawler, and I'm not ashamed of it because he is one of the greatest wrestlers in the world, and I've wrestled Bockwinkel, I've wrestled the Funks, I've wrestled Backlund, and I think Lawler's probably the greatest of them all. So I'm not ashamed that I did lose to him. And I don't think, frankly, that Jerry Jarrett, I don't believe you can beat Lawler, and I know, Lance, that you can't beat Lawler. And I resent the fact that you're implying that I'm a punk wrestler. And that's all I got to say.
No, Paul. I think Paul misunderstood.
Yeah, Lance, I certainly didn't mean to infer that, and I'm sorry Paul did. I'll go back now and apologize to him and straighten it out. I don't mean that Paul at all is a punk wrestler. I think he's a great athlete, and I think he's a future champion, and I'm sorry he mistook it.
Okay, Jerry, well, that is not at all what was said for any of you out there. I think you understand that that was not what was said at all. We're going to take time. I'll be back into action in the ring coming up in just one moment.
A one-fall, 15-minute time limit match coming up in the ring right now at 228 pounds from parts unknown. That's the Avenger. And stepping up onto the ring apron on the right of your screen from Atlanta, Georgia, 285 pounds, Big Red. One-fall, 15-minute time limit match.
Already.
Oh, referee Paul Morton and ring support just fell out when it 285 pounds hit it on the right side.
It groaned, boy. I mean, groaned.
And I don't believe
Okay,
it.
bell time. Here we go. One fall, 15-minute time limit bout. Big Red stepping right on through there. Going against the Avenger. Simplistic move. Fired him back into those ropes.
Boom.
That's all
Right
there was
back
to
there.
it. Uh-oh. He's going around behind him. Waist locks Red, more or less.
That ain't going to work.
No, he couldn't get that together. The Avenger, he picked the wrong spot to try to lock up there. He couldn't get the hands together. The Avenger back to the center again. Goes.
Oh, no.
He's going to pick him up and body slam him right there in the center ring. No, he's not going to pick him up and body slam him. Once again, the Avenger out there, and Big Red said, here's the way it's done. Well, he dumps it. Referee Paul Morton says, all right, let's get it on back together again. The Avenger ties it up with Big Red. And firing that right hand, the Avenger going in with a knee to the midsection on the rope. Referee trying to back him up, didn't have any success. Red decides he can handle it better than the referee. And a whip. Puts the shoulder to him. Headbutt. Red in, look out for the splash. There it is.